Hello, welcome to a postcast edition of Locked On Sharks. We're going to talk about the Barracuda losing 5-1. Just going to hang out. It's Friday night, whatever you guys want to talk about. So, yeah, let's get into it.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm your host, JD Young, contributor at Fear the Fan of San Jose Hockey Now. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. It's Friday night. The Barracuda lost 5-1. Yeah, and I can already hear the oh no, William Eklund isn't scoring. The world is ending. And guess what? Nobody on the Barracuda is scoring right now. They scored one goal tonight. And then I think they scored one goal the other night. So, let's settle down on the world is ending because William Eklund isn't scoring. William Eklund is doing all the right things that you want him to do. You know, he is being all over the ice. He's contributing. They're just the Barracuda themselves aren't scoring. It's hard to get on these stat sheet when the entire team isn't scoring him. Like William Eklund's never going to be like a 40-goal scorer. Like he is going to be a facilitator. And he's going to score goals, but he is more of a facilitator. And you see that how often does he make amazing passes that just, guys just don't score, unfortunately. So, yeah, let's calm down. William Eklund is doing all the other little things right now. And all the things are going to help him be a better NHL player. He's getting a bunch of penalty kill time. William Eklund's going to be an awesome penalty killer who can break one and go score. Eklund is doing a bunch of awesome stuff. He's getting to the slot. He's doing good things. He's making high danger he's making passes to the high danger spot. Like he's doing all the little things that will eventually they will get to points. So I don't want to hear the William Eklund's a bust. He hasn't scored in the AHL. He's laying the foundation of all the stuff you want to see him do when he becomes an NHL player. So that way, if he's not producing in the NHL, David Quinn isn't going to sit him down after 7 minutes in the game because he can't do the other stuff. So he's building the foundation. The points will come. I believe in William Eklund. Yes. So, but that's my William Eklund rant. Anyway, he's going to be awesome. Don't give up. The points will come. He's going to be awesome. So, but yeah, Tristen Robins, though, beautiful goal, great goal from Tristen Robins. Ryan Merkley, great job finding, kind of drawing two guys on him and then when able to kind of release the pressure over to Tristen Robins. And when you give Tristen Robins that much space, as soon as the puck was going towards Robins, it's like, oh, this is going in. There's no way Robins is going to miss this. Robins is building himself. He was started, fourth line a couple games ago. He's up on the second line with Eklund and Bordelot. Now, Tristen Robins, first line. I'm going to be really interested to see what McCarthy does with the lines tomorrow to try to generate some more offense. Just because, again, the Barracuda have kind of gone into a funk here with the scoring. They've had one goal, I think, in each of the past 2 games or so. So it'll be interesting to see what he does to try to, and the thing is, it's not the rookie. Like Bordelot has been scoring, Tristen Robins has been scoring. Like it's not the rookies. It's kind of the veterans that you're expecting, that you're kind of, I don't want to say disappointed with, but these guys are supposed to, you would expect more consistent scoring from the veterans. So we'll see. Again, just couple games here, but yeah, I'm curious to see if McCarthy kind of switches things up tomorrow. Maybe he splits Bordelot and Eklund. I don't know. The chemistry between those two is undeniable. So maybe he splits those guys up. Maybe to try to generate some more offense. Agazino, Eklund was playing with Agazino at the beginning of the season. And, we saw Bordelot with a bunch of kind of mixture of veterans and young guys. So we'll see there what they do. But again, if you're only scoring 1 goal a game, it's kind of hard to get on the stat sheet. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'll be more than happy. Live stream. Yes, we're doing the live stream right now. It is right now. Yep. Why do they send Ozzy down, then quickly call him back up? Apparently, there might be some injuries in the forward department where McCarthy, they just want to have him available, especially on a back-to-back like this. But it's interesting with Ozzy because he just seems at the bottom of the pecking order right now. Raska, who played a bunch of AHL games last year, not even playing right now. Sorry, Dakota just came down the stairs. Raska played a bunch of AHL games, not even. And when he was in, on the last game, he had 3 penalties and he looked terrible. Give me Veal or give me Raska. Don't give me both. But without, who is he going to play over? Who are you putting Ozzy over right now? He's at the bottom of the pecking order. So they think if they send him down to the ECHL, maybe he can get some playing time, and he should easily be the best guy on the ice there. But we'll see. Boom, boom, boom. King Burns. Eklund's point production has to pick up soon. Great opportunities. Yeah, he's doing all the right things. He's going to score. I mean, we saw him do a lot of the same stuff on the Sharks last year, and it's not his fault that Nick Bonino couldn't, pot one when it's right when he's got the puck on his stick in the paint. Eklund's gonna be fine. So, like I said, he's building all the foundation and basis for what you want him to do. So, does AHL have advanced stats? I think they do. I don't know how public they are. I want to say I saw something like Instat Hockey like that, but again, it might be one of those subscription things. But it's probably not going to be anywhere as robust as what you see in the NHL. But I'm sure they're out there. I haven't done much digging or / wanted to pay for it. So, any idea Mitch Russell scratch? He's also being introduced into a new system. He's probably kind of low. A lot of those those guys have been playing for Wichita or they're back. So again, it's just kind of maybe him getting used to their system and getting used to the coaching staff, what that coaching staff wants him to do and see. So and again, too, Mitchell Russell, he's a total flyer guy. Yes, he did very, very well in the OHL. But again, he is now playing against grown men for the first time. So there's going to be an adjustment period for him. So don't expect. And again, it's not like the Sharks. They didn't draft him. They just signed him with a hope to see what he could do. So that's my guess why Mitchell Russell is probably not playing. No idea what's up with Michael Fisher. I can try to reach out to them, but he's on IR right now. So don't know what the injury is, unfortunately. Could take way too many penalties. It's the AHL. It's the AHL. There's a bunch of penalties, unfortunately. So, but yeah, the Raska the other day taking 3 penalties, and they were all just dumb penalties. It was brutal. It's is what it is. So, I will say the goaltender interference tonight was one of the worst calls I have ever seen. Apparently, if you just stand in front of the goalie, that is now goaltender interference, and you can't challenge it in the AHL because, yes, of course, that's how it is. So it was it was just a terrible, terrible call there. So that should have been a goal. Knizhov did a great job there. So, and I think too, another thing with Nick Nollenberger talked about on the broadcast tonight, not having Hadaka is big for the Cuda, where his puck moving in his transition and his skill. He does a lot for the Barracuda, and that kind of then it just leaves Merkley and Knyzhov. And so hopefully getting Hadaka back here soon. I don't know what his injury is. They just said undisclosed, so we don't know what it is or any timeline on it. But hopefully getting him back soon can help on the back end of the blue line. So, I think Derek Pouliot's been a really good addition to the Cuda so far. I really like Cicek. Onibuchi he's okay, but I think getting Hadaka back in there would really kind of help solidify that blue line. A couple of Merkley questions. How does Merkley look so far this season? I think Merkley looks really good on the Barracuda. He's working right now on trying to find that. Okay, what can I get away with? And we're seeing less and less of the Merkley mistakes that we're accustomed to. I know he had one at the end of the last game where he was kind of getting pinched and he kind of fumbled the puck. It was a kind of a bouncing puck. He kind of fumbled the puck at the point that led to, I think something started the other way, but Bordelot kind of saved the day when they were down trying to come back. But, we were seeing that. I mean, we know with Merkley where it's like he does something cool and then it's like, oh, let me try to do something even cooler on top of it. And we're seeing less of the second thing. So doing a really great job in the offensive zone. He's making smart decisions when he pinches and creating offense right that way. But, again, it's a couple games here. I'm totally happy with him marinating right now. He really hasn't, he really hasn't had a good chance with it to kind of play real developmental hockey, right? And you think the 2020 COVID year, a weird year, and I think with a lot of prospects, I'm willing to kind of throw that year out just because of all the weird stuff that happened with it. And then last year, what was supposed to be his AHL year, he got called up and he got to play half the game. He got called up in the NHL, and anytime he made a mistake in the NHL, Bob Bugner benched him. So I think he's well on his way right now with his progress. He's playing a lot of heavy minutes. He's playing on the power play. He's playing on the penalty kill, playing on 5-on-5. And I think Derek Pouliot's a really, really good partner for him where, again, with Pouliot, he's one of those guys who's been there, done that, and he can kind of help Merkley out where if Merkley does want to be a little bit more aggressive, Pouliot is going to be able to kind of be that more responsible defenseman. And that's going to be a big thing with Merkley anyway, is finding that responsible defensive defenseman who can let Merkley go do Merkley things. So really happy with his progress so far. I mean, I've made it a point this year. I've watched every Barracuda game. Really trying to track the Barracuda this year much better than I have in previous years. Well, again, the Barracuda have not been fun to watch. So, so if you're not having fun watching the Sharks, you're having fun watching the Barracuda. Yeah, but at least the Sharks are the Sharks, and at least the Barracuda are fun, and they have fun players that are fun to watch. So, but yeah, really impressed with how Merkley has looked so far this year. So, do you think Onibuchi will earn an NHL contract? Probably not, to be honest. He seems like a really great guy, always smiling. I do want to try to get him on the podcast at some point soon. Maybe I'll have to reach out to Nick here, but I think there's just too many guys for him to jump ahead of, and I don't know what he kind of. Yes, he brings kind of a toughness and stuff, but what else does he kind of do other than that? So maybe he brings maybe he earns an NHL contract. I just think there's too many guys in the pecking order in front of him, and then you got to think at some point, you're gonna have Knyzhov and Hadaka are probably gonna be AHL guys for the this year. And then probably most of next year, right? And then you're going to have Havlin joining the fray at some point, and Jake Furlong, and you're going to have more guys kind of coming in. And, Nick Cicek is probably going to be, I think he's going to be a mainstay in the organization for a while. there just might be too many guys for him to kind of jump up and earn a contract with. So, yes, he seems like a nice guy. And I really look forward to hopefully talking to him at some point, but I just don't see him being an NHL contract guy, unfortunately. And that's okay. Like, he can, many guys make great careers out of being AHL guys. And I think he could be an AHL guy and become a fan favorite for the CUDA or wherever, if he goes to play somewhere else. So, I guess the chaos pair, the Merkley EK 65 days. Really quick, Erik Karlsson, guys, I know it's a CUDA podcast, but Erik Karlsson this year, I cannot say enough about how great he is playing, and just need to enjoy Erik Karlsson playing the way he's playing right now. Just forget the contract. He's never going to live up to the $11.5 million contract. So just enjoy him for the player he is, and you're going to feel much better about your life. So, let's see a couple other takeaways. Dell, I thought, looked pretty solid as well again tonight. Definitely, kind of got hung out to dry a couple times there. So, I want to see. I'm hoping at some point Mäkiniemi kind of starts to take the reins from Dell. No, nothing against Dell. Dell seems like a great guy as well, but we know exactly what Aaron Dell is, and he's a 30-some-odd-year-old goaltender. You want to see the future Mäkiniemi, and hopefully then Strauss Mann, I think playing in Wichita for him. Again, he just hasn't played that much recently, so getting some games under his belt is going to be the best thing for him. So it'd be great to see, see Mäkiniemi start to kind of take the reins here and kind of take that starter's net from Dell. I don't expect it to happen like tonight or tomorrow or next week or anything like that, but hopefully by Christmas and stuff, where it's like, oh yeah, Mäkiniemi is the guy for the CUDA, and then Strauss Mann starting to kind of come in and play as much. So yeah, but would expect Mann to dominate the ECHL. You never know with goalie, because there's so much kind of what's happening in front of you, right? Look at like Sharks prospect Mason Beaupit is, unfortunately, like Spokane is really bad right now. And, I pulled up the box score after the first period. He made 20 out of 24 saves, and the other goalie made 4 out of 4 saves. It's like, what are you going to do in that situation when you're facing 24 shots at a period? Like, because your team's bad and they just can't get shots on. So you hope for it, but with goalies, there's just so much stuff that goes wrong in front of you that you're trying to clean up. And sometimes you're just put in bad situations like that. So I hope Mann plays well. I just want to just get some games under his belt and kind of get back into it, especially because he played in the SHL last year, right? And played a fair amount of games over there. But then, he's played kind of rookie face-off games and stuff here and there. And then didn't play, played a little bit in the preseason, but not much. And because, again, the Sharks had such a consolidated preseason, they had to get ready to go to Europe. Didn't get to, no action there. So it's mostly just practicing. So for him getting some live reps and real games, it's going to be the best thing for him. So, and we see goalies go play in the ECHL all the time. That's just, we know goaltenders take longer to develop. So not worried about Mann. If Strauss Mann's not playing Barracuda games though, by like this, January, February, then we might have another conversation. Or if he's struggling down there, another conversation. But right now, just let him play as many games as he can. This is the best way for him to play games, and this is the best way for him to play games. So, any other questions? Yeah, any other questions? Go ahead and drop them in. There's a couple of you guys tonight, so not as lively as some of my other ones, but it's okay. It's Friday night, and it's Friday night, Halloween night. Most people are probably out enjoying. Was out enjoying festivities. So, yeah. Man. I don't know. I think Dell goes up to the NHL to back up Capo Kakinen, and then Mann and Mäkiniemi will have the reign in the CUDA. That would be my guess. So, couple episodes. I said I'm gonna at both games. I will be at both games tomorrow. Yes, so I will be at the Sharks game tomorrow, and then going over to the Barracuda game after that. I don't know if I'm more excited to watch the Barracuda, which is a weird thing to say. So I don't know if I'm going to try to leave the Sharks game early to get over to the Barracuda game in time. We'll see. It's going to be kind of because it's a 1:30 puck drop for the Sharks game, and the Barracuda plays at 4. And I think traffic's supposed to be bad because there's also a San Jose State football game at the same time. Yeah, I'm. We'll see if the Sharks are getting blown out. I might. Yeah, we'll see. So, we'll play it by ear. But I will be at both games tomorrow. I'll probably tweet something out and stuff like that. I think the CUDA game will probably be easier to hang out and interact with, just because there's probably going to be less people there and more. Yeah, if you haven't been to the Texas Arena, I'm super excited about watching a game at Texas Arena. I'm going to be like 3 rows behind the Barracuda bench. Wait to be super creepy stalker about Eklund and Bordello, but I'm super excited about it. So yeah, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably throw something out if somebody does want to come say hi. If you do see me, please come up and say hi. That would be great. I'll be with Jay from the Locked On Blue Jackets podcast. So we're gonna go hang out. And we'll do last one. Do you think Mäkiniemi will be Big Hawks backup next season? Probably not. I think they will give him a chance to compete, but if I had to guess, you'll probably see Capo Kakinen as your starter, and then I wouldn't be surprised if they go sign a cheap veteran, again, almost like another Aaron Dell, and then let those guys fight out for the backup spot behind Capo Kakinen. If Mäkiniemi wins that competition, then he's the backup, but I think they will probably go out and try to find somebody who can hold down the fort. Again, we see with Greer where they don't want to rush these guys. And I know Mäkiniemi, this is his second year in the AHL, but I mean, he played I think he played like 12 games last year before he got hurt, coming off a leg injury. So this is going to be his first full season in the AHL. So again, with Greer, they haven't said it, but through their actions of everybody's available but Hurdle, I think they're in this for the long haul of let's do this right. And rushing a goalie out there before he's ready is the worst thing you can do to kind of kill their confidence. So I would say there'll be somebody else out there. They'll have another fall guy type of who can play 30 to 35 games, let Capo Kakinen take the majority of the games. And then, or if Mäkiniemi beats this guy, whoever they sign, then you go with that. But again, I think they're trying to kind of insulate some of these younger guys and not rush them out there and follow the Doug Wilson, like just throw them out there and see what sticks. So yeah. All right, that's going to be it for me. I got to try to get some sleep. Got a big day tomorrow. I got to drive to San Jose. So if you guys are at the games, I'll see you guys at the tank. I'll see you guys at the Reef. I think they're calling it the Reef. I don't know. But yeah, until then, bye, friends.